manager of the general partner to commissioner of the AFL. But even the Hall of Famer Davis saw something last January in the divisional playoffs in New England that had him seeing red through the falling white snow. He was gracious enough to sit with our Hank Goldberg, who found out the season later hasn't tucked these memories away.
Woodson showing blitz. Woodson comes. Here he is bearing down on Brady. Calls the fumble. Beacon dives on the ball. The Raiders have the ball.
It's my opinion of almost everybody in the world, that the play was a fumble. It should have been called a fumble. That someone would reverse it without conclusive, indisputable visual evidence is just unbelievable. To this day, we don't know what happened. We don't know who made the call. I know who made the call verbally, but I don't know who made the call. What was said amongst the replay guy upstairs and the official downstairs. I don't know who else was in the booth. I know of things that were done with the networks. I know that the head of officials is still out there trying to spin it, that we had a tuck rule, and that was really not a fumble. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Does the league have it in for the Raiders?
Well, that's a tough question. You'd have to make that decision. I will say this. They might have it in for me, and so that's having it in, I guess, for the rest of the people in the Raiders. And we have had, as you know, many great players from other teams pass through here. And we don't go up to them and say, is it different here than somewhere else? They on their own say they noticed the difference in the treatment. But that's okay with me, because we wanted to be out front. We want to be what they think we are, if it's Maverick. And we want to win.
What's your relationship with the league office today?
I have no relationship with the league office today.
When did it break off?
Different times in our life.
It seems, though, that when they need you, that you've been there for them in terms of helping to negotiate labor disputes. Weren't you also involved with hiring the commissioner?
Yes, I was involved in hiring the current commissioner, and it just shows we don't always, I shouldn't joke like this, I don't always have the instinct to pick the right guy.
Why was he the wrong guy?
Right now? Well, to us, because obviously we don't get along with him, and obviously I don't, because we were going to build a state-of-the-art stadium in Los Angeles, no cost to the taxpayers, which would have been a beautiful edifice. He put obstacles that were so onerous in our way to doing that. He wanted two teams in one stadium in LA. He wanted them to start the same time, which was impossible. He put a lot of onerous things out there that drove us out of LA, and he has never helped us here in Oakland.
Al's Raiders back on the field get a chance to tuck away some of the memories of last January. Tonight at 8:30, Patriots at Raiders, Sunday Night Football. After that, we'll have a lot more of Al Davis with his interview with Hank Goldberg on our Sunday night conversation on SportsCenter following the
past, though, because you see a team that's battled the NFL since the very beginning. Oakland getting the final spot in the AFL in 1960, only after Minnesota snubbed the upstart league for the promise of an NFL franchise. The Raiders' commitment to excellence, however, didn't really begin until their fourth season, when the struggling franchise with a stadium issue hired Davis as head coach. 4 decades later, Davis remains an owner, a Hall of Famer, but as he discussed in our Sunday conversation with Hank Goldberg, that stadium thing's still a problem.
You've been described as generous, ruthless, loyal, vindictive. Why such polar opposites?
Stick in one or two more nice words and I'll accept them all, okay? Winner, you know.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I really don't. I think that a lot of people don't know who I am, but that's a part of life that I accept. I am what I am, and I don't think I'm vindictive. I think I can be tough if I have to be. I think in this business, you better be tough. And the other things sound real right. Just add a few more, something about brilliant, you know, something like that, genius.
What came out of the Gruden hiring, though, in terms of how it perhaps refocused your team or put your team in a different direction?
Well, we had to learn John, just all the myriad of detail. And we had to learn him. And to be quite frank, after the first year, we picked a quarterback that we thought he'd be great with. And they got along very well, although they had their ups and downs too, as most coaches and most quarterbacks do. And but that's what got it started.
Woodson comes.